You hear the word chowder, most people think clams. We're going so far beyond that. This is the trifecta of chowder. Imagine a chowder without clams. It's got shrimp, scallops, calamari, some seasonings thrown in. You know what? You don't need to imagine it because we're gonna cook it today. Hey, you know what? I am so glad you are here today because we're gonna make something amazing. Let's get going. Gotta man our gloves as always. Look at that nice array of vegetables and some seafood. Ooh, yes, I'm struggling with my glove. Let's go. Bacon. Bacon's always good in a chowder. I'm giving you like the basis of a great dish. We're gonna cook it up together, mix it up however you want for your taste. If you want more bacon, add more bacon. Bacon into our pan. Now, I am just making a tiny little batch because, you know, we're just a tiny little family, but obviously double it, triple it, whatever you need to do to make that huge pot because it freezes up beautifully. It's a great go-to dinner. We're gonna cook the bacon at about a medium temperature. Our goal is to render it out for the fat. That's our goal. And we're gonna add an onion to it. As always, full recipe down below will have all the amounts and everything. I live in the Pacific Northwest. Here, it's all about Ivar's. Ivar's is our go-to place for chowder. But there's New England style, which is the white creamy stuff. That's what we're making today. There's also Manhattan clam chowder. That's the one made with the tomato. Not a big fan of the Manhattan, but you know what? I'm always up for trying new things, and maybe if you and I make it together, maybe I'll like it. Maybe it's just, I've just never had a good batch of it. If you've got a great recipe for a Manhattan clam chowder, dude, hit me up in the comments. Let me know. I am always willing to try something that I thought I didn't like before, that I've never made. I'm always willing to try to make it, see if I like it. But today, oh my gosh, we are taking this clam chowder and we are putting it on steroids because it's not clam chowder. Give our bacon a stir. You don't want it to burn. Let's go ahead and add our onions. We're gonna let that go until the bacon renders down because we want the fat, we want that grease, and we want those onions softened. But while that's happening, we're gonna keep moving because this is a fast-paced situation. Ooh, Trinity Chowder. That's what we should call this. Great idea, Trinity Chowder. Let's go ahead and keep going. We're gonna get some celery, obviously, and you're just gonna cut it up into nice little pieces. And one russet potato. We're gonna go ahead and peel that. But I love perfectly cubed potatoes in my chowder. And our potatoes, let's just cube those little guys up. I was debating between russets and little reds, and I just opted to go with the russet because it's a little bit more of like a dense potato, so it's gonna hold up a little bit more with the amount of time that it's gonna sit in that stock. Sometimes if don't do like a Yukon Gold, it'll turn to mush. Don't use purple potatoes, they'll turn to mush. Use either your russet or a baby red would be fine as well. Those are two potatoes that could hold up to the amount of time it's gonna spend in that stock. See, look at that, perfect timing. You want that like the potatoes or the onions to be translucent, and our bacon has rendered down. Now the bacon didn't render down as much fat as I was hoping, so the next step we're gonna do, we're gonna add just a hint of oil. Again, recipe, it'll tell you all of this. We've got that rendered down. We're gonna add some flour now because we're gonna create a roux. You wanna make sure and stir it enough to get that flour rendered down. You don't want the taste of raw flour. So we're gonna just kind of stir this up for about 1 to 2 minutes just to get rid of that flour. And don't worry if it doesn't look like a normal roux, has a little bit more of a liquidy look to it. This isn't going to because of the amount of flour we put in. We want this to be thick. Oh, that is looking fantastic. Next thing we're gonna do is we are going to add in some seasonings. Some thyme, smoky paprika, because I want our chowder to have a smoky flavor. And you can't go to a seafood dish of any kind without your Old Bay. Our chicken stock, our celery, and our potatoes, and corn. And this is just sweet corn, but we want to get this to a boil and let it simmer. We've got a nice boil going, so now we're going to cap it off. And by cap it off, I mean stick a lid on her. turn down your heat because you don't want it to boil at this point. We just want a nice simmer. We're gonna let it simmer for 10 minutes. Then we're gonna move on and add the rest of our ingredients.
10 minutes later.
We got that done. Let's add the rest of our ingredients. We're doing a Trinity Chowder. Remember? Trinity. We've got shrimp, scallops, and calamari, and there's a little bit of juice left. You want that. It's gonna add just a little bit of flavor. Oh, and of course, look at that. One man always left behind. And our heavy cream. Doesn't that already just look glorious? Glorious, I tell you, glorious. Keep your heat down on simmer. We're gonna add a little salt and pepper right now. Salt and pepper is just to taste, so add as little or as much as you like. If you don't want to add salt, don't add salt, but I do highly recommend adding the pepper. Another 8 minutes, we're done. We're done. 8 minutes longer. That's all you've got to wait. We're done. Nothing left to do but enjoy it now. Oh, can you see how that is exactly how a chowder should look? I'm gonna go ahead and turn my heat off.
Come on.
Look at that. Look at those beautiful, beautiful pieces of seafood in there. There's calamari ring right there, right there. That's our nice pink shrimp. Oh my gosh, so thick. Glorious chowder. Oh my gosh, bread bowl. That's normally how we eat our chowder. Well, my husband eats the chowder in the house in a bread bowl. I'm not that big of a fan of bread, but really good sourdough bread roll, and you hollow it out, stick this in there. You cannot go wrong. But I have just sliced up some bread on the side, got a little bit of chive, but that's it. There is a beautiful bowl of Trinity Chowder. Be sure to taste yours. You need a little more salt and pepper, add a little more salt and pepper. That Old Bay though, definitely use the Old Bay because it comes through, because I had to taste test mine to see if I needed a little bit more. And I did, a little bit more salt and pepper, but now it's perfect. There's nothing left to do but eat it. See if I can find a piece. Oh, we've got some potato. We've got a bay scallop. Oh, we've got shrimp right there. Okay, got a calamari ring right there. Look at that. Perfect bite. Oh, that was so hot. Woo! Okay, maybe let it cool down a little bit. You know what? That is perfect. That calamari ring. Calamari is not cooked properly. It's like chewing a rubber band. Anybody who has had it can attest to that. In here, it's simmered basically for 10 minutes and it is perfect. Absolutely perfect, but hot. The potatoes are cooked through. Everything's perfect. So I don't know what else to say except please make this and let me know. If you know a good Manhattan clam chowder, I am willing to try it. Hit me up down below in the comments. Be sure to like the video if you did, subscribe if you haven't, and until next time, bye. Be sure to check out one of these other videos, here or here. I've got 2 other videos. I'll leave a quick link for you. Just click on it and go to it. You'll love them. They're great videos.